What's up, guys? How are you? It is time for the Wednesday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. We're here every single morning on BettingPros.com, wherever you get your podcasts, and on YouTube now with our video of this Daily Juice Podcast. So, 2-2 again. We are working on an 8-6 week so far. It's kind of, we're down the juice. It's not really great. I mean, it's not really being down much, but it's not winning. So, the Vegas Golden Knights, I talked about it yesterday. I wasn't going to fade Marc-Andre Fleury, but a goal in the last minute. We've had a couple of bad beats this week. I mean, 2-2 game. Colorado was the better team last night. I don't think there's much of a debate there. They had the lead all game long, 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, then 3-2, and they get the victory. They beat the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas had numerous opportunities. I felt like they were a little bit tired in that game. Late in the game in particular, late in periods, I felt like they were tired, and then in the third period, they gave up kind of a bad goal. So that's unfortunate, but congrats if you had Colorado. Everybody was on Colorado. I was fading everybody, going with Fleury, and he gave up 3 goals, and they lose it 3-2. Nice win for Colorado. Sign me up for 7 of those coming up this spring. I will be all in on Colorado and Vegas playing in the postseason because those two teams are very similar and they match up really well. So good win for Colorado. We got the over right in Toledo. We got the over right for the Nets, who continue to be an ATM machine when it comes to the over. And not a good night betting the over for the Capitals and the Penguins. It's a 3-1 win for the Capitals, so the over 6.5 goals, that doesn't hit. So 0-2 night in hockey last night. I'm going to pause hockey. I'm going to take the night off to kind of look at some things and just kind of reassess and evaluate here. So after a couple of losses, we're going to go with 2 NBA games and 2 college basketball games here today for a Wednesday. But let me tell you quickly here about the fundraiser that you guys are crushing. All right, we've had, at last check, we may have passed it by the time of taping here. We may have passed, in day one, 100 orders. So for every 100 orders for the cookies we get from Sweet C's Bakery, sweetc'sbakery.com, to go and order Daily Juice in the little drop-down menu or right on the website. Click on Daily Juice. The directions are right there. Every 100 we get $1,000. Now, I donated $2,500, so I have set that for a goal. All right? We may not get there, but that is now my goal to get to 2,500. That's 250 orders for the Daily Juice cookies. We are at just about 100. So we are, after one day, we're going to do this until Sunday. So I'm going to keep on reminding you. Let's see if we can raise $2,500. Let's see if we can match it, what I donated from my DraftKings winnings. Let's see if we can donate $2,500 to the Ronald McDonald House, the national chapter. And some of you have asked, Matt, I don't like cookies. Could I just donate? Here's what you do. If you have that, donate to your local chapter. Okay, you can do it in your own name or do it in the name of the Daily Juice. I'm not really going to be, either or. It's fine. I want the money to the charity. I don't care who gets credit for it. But donate it to your local chapter. So every city's got a local Ronald McDonald House. So if you don't want the cookies, you just want to donate, and hey, I won $50 and I want to give half of it to the Ronald McDonald House, do it to your local chapter. Okay, go find wherever it may be and donate it there, and that's how you can. If you don't want cookies, that's how you can participate and help us raise money for the Ronald McDonald House. And if you do it, tell me, because I want to count it towards what we're doing for this fundraiser. So I'd like to put it into the pot, if you will, and say, okay, so we've raised this much money trying to get to the goal of 2,500. So let's just say we're at 1,000. After 24 hours, we're at 1,000. Let's see if we can get our 100 orders. Let's see if we can get 150 more orders for cookies. SweetC'sBakery.com. Sweet C's Bakery. Sweet with a C and an S, bakery.com. Click on Daily Juice, follow the directions, and you are in. Remember, tax and shipping. Half of the proceeds for the cookies go to the Ronald McDonald House. That does not include shipping and tax. Just FYI, we don't want those people, the great people at Sweet C's Bakery, to have to pay for those things. So it does elevate the cost of the overall purchase, but it's for a good cause, and I really, really appreciate everyone who has made the effort, who has already made orders, who's thinking about making orders, and maybe this little cry or push can get you over the top to help us get to 250 orders by Sunday. So 150 to go coming up for Sunday at SweetC'sBakery.com. You guys know about the BetMGM offer. It's still there, a risk-free $600 bet which is available right now for you guys by using that promo code JUICE100. JUICE100, very important to use that promo code. JUICE100 gets you this offer for a risk-free $600 bet, up to $600 bet. It's available in New Jersey, Colorado, Indiana, Tennessee, Iowa, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and West Virginia. You must be physically located in those states to take advantage of this offer. Go to betmgm.com for terms and conditions. You must be 21 years or older. If you got a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700 in Colorado or Nevada, 1-800-GAMBLER in New Jersey and West Virginia, or 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. All right, to the picks. So look, I'm going to make two plays today that are very much in line with what we have been betting. And they may not hit, okay? So a part of me, I'm just going to consistently ride the Utah Jazz until we don't hit. Much like Vegas last night. I told you I knew everyone would be on Colorado, but I wasn't going to fade Fleury. And he had played so well, and yeah, it was 5 games in 8 days, and it looked like Colorado was the right side, but Vegas was 8-1-1 at home. And I thought they may get a break or two. And they had numerous opportunities, breakaway goals, and they just couldn't do it. So they lost. Okay, that's gambling, okay? Great game, a lot of fun. Same thing's going down here. I'm betting a road favorite. The line is 2. It should be, realistically, the Clippers should be favorite here. They should be favorites. It should be a pick 'em, or it should be like Clippers -1, Clippers -2. Utah's favored because of what Utah has done. Much of the recent damage has been done at home. 4 straight wins, 7 straight covers. Half those games have been at home. So they got a great home court advantage. And this is the Clippers, okay? So when I tell you that this may be lighting a half a unit on fire, it may be lighting a half a unit on fire. It's very possible, okay? This run is going to end. But we're going to bet it because we've been riding it. And I'm not going to stop. I thought about betting the over, but I can't because the totals aren't out yet. So let's just bet on -2, Utah to win. Are they going to win every game they play? No. Are they due to lose? Yes. Are the Clippers damn good? Yes. Will they be at full strength? I don't know. I don't know. But I don't even need to handicap this. This is just bet Utah. That's it. Bet Utah. Same thing goes for the first college basketball bet, which you guys can pretty much know where I'm going here. Drake's on the road, and Drake is favored by 5.5 against Northern Iowa. Drake is not good. Northern Iowa is not good. Drake is very good. Northern Iowa is 5-14 against the number. At home, they are 4-4 against the number. Drake is 7-2 on the road, 16-4 against the number, and they covered that 5.5 plus 5.5 at home to Loyola Chicago by beating them by 1. In the last game, Drake got a much-needed split between them and Loyola. Now, Northern Iowa got a win at home against Valparaiso where they won by 14 points. So maybe they're turning it around. But in the first matchup, Drake won by 21 points as 9.5-point favorites. No home crowd to really speak of. Going to Northern. Northern's a tough place to play. I'm not going to say it's not, but there's no crowd there. Cedar Falls, Iowa. Northern Iowa is the only thing in Cedar Falls, Iowa, really, besides farmland. And Drake knows this. It has been a house of horrors for teams, to be quite honest. They beat Bradley there. They haven't played Loyola Chicago yet, so there's no way of really gauging where they are by this. But I just don't think Northern's any good. Drake's 5.5. I'm just going to lay it. Much like here when it comes to where we are, I'm going to take Drake minus 5.5. The number's coming down in places. It was 6 when it opened, I believe, so now it's 5.5. People are betting against Drake. Okay, time for the regression. Yep. Hemphill's not there. Yep, they're missing Tank. Yep, big problems, but they won a game without him already. And I think against Northern, I think they have enough firepower to win it even without Tank in the lineup for Drake. So I'm going to lay the 5.5. Drake minus 5.5 to win it by 6 or more against Northern. Okay, half a unit on both those plays. We're 8-6 on the week. This might be the day that I fall on my face. Okay, this might be the day where the week we just have a bad day and then we got to bounce back on Thursday. But there's just not a lot that I love on this card, and it just has the teams that I'm going to go ahead and fire on. And that brings us to the second NBA play, the third play overall. The Boston Celtics are at home against the Atlanta Hawks. Boston's laying 4. Look, Atlanta's not very good. Boston, had a huge win yesterday. Huge win. No one saw that coming. Everyone, I can't tell you how many times I saw wrong teams favored. Boston should not be the favorite up against a Denver team that's got Jokic and the Joker and whatnot. Right. Well, they were out 3 players, and it was just all Boston. Boston controlled it, and they played really well. Kemba Walker played really well. So they're right back at it. After losing 4 or 5, 3 in a row, they're right back at it. And the Hawks are not a good basketball team. Boston needs to keep this rolling. I'm glad they're playing right away. I'm glad they're going to get right after it. So to me, I think this team, Atlanta doesn't have Chris Dunn or Bogdanovich. You're going to get Boston, and I think you're going to get a hungry Boston team trying to get back into their winning ways. Boston normally pounds Atlanta. It's a 4-point line. I get it. I mean, Boston has not played well consistently. It's a back-to-back, and, you got some scores there for the Hawks. But I think this is a hungry Boston team. After what happened over the last 2 weeks, I'm going to lay the 4 points. Boston -4 at home against the Atlanta Hawks. And then the final game of the night, Mountain West action. Late game in the Mountain West action. Utah State at Boise State. Woo, baby, this is a good basketball game. Something's up with Boise. Boise hasn't covered in 3 of their last 4 games. Utah State's been one of the best teams in the country against the spread. They covered their last game against UNLV. They covered against Fresno, but they're coming back off of a COVID-19 stoppage. And teams that come back off of COVID-19 stoppages, they can run out of gas. There's absolutely a lot of data to that. Look at Florida and Arkansas last night, and look what happens. But I just think this Utah State team is better than Boise State. I think this Utah State team, look, Michigan had a stoppage, and look what Michigan did. So it's not, it's not 100% where you just fade the team coming off a COVID-19 stoppage, and it wasn't that long ago, okay? We're sitting here on the 17th. They last played 2 weeks ago. I think they're going to be okay. I got a 1.5 points here, all right? I think this is more of a pick 'em. I'm going to take the 1.5 points. I'm going to take Utah State at +1.5 against Boise, simply because I think the size of Utah State, and I think they can slow down Boise State. I like the coaching matchup. I just think Boise is running out of gas here, even though they've played more consistently. I think they're running out of gas here. I did not like what they looked like against UNLV at all, and they were at home. And now you got Utah State coming in, who I think could make a case for the best team in the Mountain West Conference, and trying to make an NCAA tournament statement. They need to win games like this on the road at Boise State. I'm going to take the 1.5 points, Utah State +1.5 on the road at Boise State. So 8-6 week going, pretty much flat. Need to get a good day. We need a 3-1 in here. Really need a 4-0, but I don't love these plays. 4 plays, half a unit, 2 units in play. Kind of the same thing we've been doing here, 2-2 and 2-2. So, yeah, we're losing the juice, but it's not that expensive. We're going Utah -2, Boston -2, Drake -5.5, and Utah State +1.5 for our 4 plays here today. Remember to buy the cookies if you haven't done so already. SweetSeedsBakery.com is the website. YouTube for the video. Wherever you get your podcasts, the Giannis Antetokounmpo jersey. If you've not entered into that, please do so. We are approaching that giveaway here in about a week or so to go. My name is Matt Perrault. Every morning, it's the Daily Juice podcast right here on BettingPros.com, brought to you by BetMGM.